Hey Ashley, it's Carolina from Sade Adventures, hopping on here to go over this really beautiful family trip that we've been planning for you. There is so many details in Ecuador, so I just wanted to go through it with you so you understand how everything works. You should be able to see my screen now, and let's dive right into it. So this trip is over the holidays, over Christmas, over New Year's Eve. This is peak season in Ecuador, especially in the Galapagos. In the Galapagos, some of the boats will sell out a year in advance. Like we're already planning 2027 for a lot of guests. So keep that in mind. We need to move quickly. However, I have something that works, so we're good to go. December 21st, you're going to arrive in Quito. That's the main international airport. You will also see Guayaquil as an option, but Quito is colonial. It's a beautiful, colorful city. It has a great downtown, great hotels. That's where you want to stay. Guayaquil is on the coast. It is very metropolitan, a little crowded, a little polluted, not really as beautiful or exciting to visit, especially with kids. We will pick you up, private car, private guide, and bring you to Plaza Grande. It's one of these beautiful properties that I spoke about in the old town. There's lots of hotels in Quito. So if we are over budget, if you prefer something more modern, just let me know and I will show you another option. We're going to spend 3 nights in Quito because there's so much to see and do here, and it works really well with the cruise that I found for you. So the first day is your arrival. The second day is completely dedicated to Quito itself, the Equator Line, chocolate tasting, going around the old town, great photography overlooks. So really nice way to acclimate yourself to the altitude and to the city. We'll arrange lunch, and that takes me to those little BLBLD that is under each date. It stands for the meals that I've already included. So I included a lot of lunches when we're touring because we're going to be out and about, but I didn't include all the dinners, especially if you have options to eat in the hotel or go out to restaurants nearby the hotels. So you have plenty of options. December 23rd, we're going to take you a little bit outside of the city, down the avenue of the volcanoes to Cotopaxi. Cotopaxi is a active volcano, lots of wonderful adventures to be had here. There's local farmhouses that have horses. We can go hiking on the volcano, go to the lagoon, ride horses if you'd like, or just enjoy some, like a little peek into the life in the Andes. There are markets in the area. So a really great day outside of the city showing you what Ecuador looks like, traditional lunch included, and then we come back to the city. And now, December 24th, we're going to the Galapagos. So we're going to take you to the airport. We're going to take care of the entry tickets, the ID cards. We're going to walk you through all those little steps at the airport because Galapagos is a protective archipelago and you're going to go through a lot of steps to get there. We take care of it all for you. We actually have a Galapagos assistant at the airport to walk you through everything until you're in the gate. And so we spoke about different boats in the Galapagos. So you mentioned a larger boat preferred and a week-long cruise if possible. So here we go. The Legend is a 100-person boat. So very spacious, lots of people on board, which means if you're traveling with kids, there's a really high chance that there's going to be other kids on board. The way the activities happen is that they will split the groups into groups of 16. So if there's families, they will put the families together. If there's maybe German clients, they will put all of them together and have a German speaking guide. So they take care of all of those logistics behind the scenes, but you will be doing all the excursions in a group of 16. And this is typical in pretty much all the boats, regardless if the boat holds 30 or holds 16 or holds 100. Only 16 people are allowed with a guide to a specific site. So that is the magic number in the Galapagos, 16. So if a group of 100 arrive, you won't all do the same thing at once. You will do different steps at different periods, but you will not miss anything. It's a really wonderful itinerary. All the itineraries in the Galapagos have been done 2 years in advance by the government because it's very regulated to protect the wildlife. So don't worry, the itinerary is really wonderful and quite busy, as you will see shortly. So once you arrive, the Legend picks you up and takes you to the boat. And so on the Legend, you have a 7-night cruise, and I've included a balcony suite for you and your husband, and then a standard room for the kids. let me know. Do you want a balcony suite for them as well? It is possible. There is one more available for this departure, but it's going to be more expensive. Or if we are way over budget with the trip, do you want to do a 4 night cruise instead of a 7 night? It will just be just as amazing and full and a great pace, but it will be less nights in the Galapagos, and we can talk about different things that we can do that way. Or if you want to skip the balcony suite and have 2 standard rooms, let me know. There are so many options for you. I want to make sure that the trip fits your pace, your budget, your needs, your family's interests. But this 7 night itinerary really does a loop around the islands. And on board the Legend, which has been completely renovated just a few months ago. There's a pool, there's hot tubs, there's indoor and outdoor dining, there's a kids club, there's a library, there's like a movie place that you can enjoy in the evenings. There's a place to have massages, a spa for in between the excursions, and of course the excursions. Morning and afternoon excursions. There's kayaks, stand-up paddle boards. You're going to go on dry landing, wet landing. There's so many different things you're going to do. Everything is included. So the only thing that is not included, let me think, is alcohol anywhere in the Galapagos and tipping. So that's kind of what you want to think about if you want to compare all the costs at once. So you're going to be on board for 7 nights. I've included all the excursions. You will see morning, afternoon, all the different islands you're going to go to. There's, animal sanctuaries. There's snorkeling. There's all kinds of different adventures that you will do. You will see all the different islands that you will be going to on this. Española is one of my favorites because there are thousands of sea lions lounging on white sand. Beautiful for snorkeling, beautiful for swimming, and of course, laying out amongst the sea lions on the sand. And so you will go there as well. Now, the excursions will all be arranged by the guide. So you will see that with your guide. So the 16 people that you will be with, all the excursions will be done with them. It's very organized. This is day in and day out. We enjoy the Galapagos in a very, very organized manner. So it's really well done. And so let's just talk about size of the boat. So I included the 100-person boat because you mentioned a larger boat. And I think with families and especially with kids, it works really well because you will get to meet other families and other people. However, if you want a really casual, laid back experience, the 16-person yachts are really great as well. Everyone who takes a 16-person yacht really enjoys that barefoot environment. Everybody gets to know you. You know all the staff. They become your friends. So we can look into those as well. Price-wise, they're very similar, if not more expensive. The larger boat sometimes has better deals because it has 100 people on board to split the cost. So if you would like to see other options, just let me know. So after the Galapagos, you mentioned you are interested in the Amazon jungle as well. The cruise ends on December 31st, which is New Year's Eve. Yes, we can sleep in Quito tonight and go to the Amazon the next morning. However, I really did not want you to spend New Year's Eve like at an airport hotel just as like a bookmark in between 2 different adventures. So instead, I'm going to take you to Otavalo for 2 nights. Let me know if this is of interest, but this is a really wonderful area. North of Quito. It is home to indigenous communities. The largest indigenous market in South America is here. And the haciendas, which are local farmhouses, are so charming. They include beautiful traditional dinners. So I think it's a really nice addition to your trip, and it breaks up the travel between Galapagos and the Amazon, and it also allows you to be somewhere really special for New Year's Eve. So on New Year's Eve, we're going to pick you up, take you to Otavalo, spend the day in the hacienda, have a lovely New Year's Eve dinner, wake up the next morning and show you around. So go to Otavalo Indigenous Market, really see that part of the mountain and lakes countryside, as well as visit indigenous communities in the area. So it's a really nice breakup of the trip, but of course it adds 2 nights, it adds extra touring. So if it's too long or not of interest or over the budget, this is something that we might think about cutting out. And then January 2nd, we fly to the Amazon. From Quito to Coca, it's only about a 25-minute flight, so very short. And in Coca, you get on a boat and you go down the river to one of the lodges. I work with at least 5 lodges that I love in the area. I actually love the Amazon jungle. I've probably go every year. I've been to all the lodges throughout Ecuador and Peru and Brazil, and there's also some lodges in Bolivia as well. So I every time I visit, it's a different experience. It's all about the jungle, the people, just amazing culture that's here in the rainforest, and of course the wildlife as well. Now, going to the Amazon after going to the Galapagos is kind of a wake up call because it is not so visual. In the Galapagos, the animals have no fear. They're laying out, they're hanging out with you. In the Amazon jungle, it's not the case. It's like a camouflage. You really have to search for them. So there'll be lots of bird life and monkeys and caiman and maybe pink dolphins if you're lucky, but you always have to be searching. But the search is kind of part of the experience and the fun. So if you go with that open mind, you will have a wonderful time. But of course, besides that wildlife, there's going to be fishing, there's going to be kayaking, there's going to be hiking in the jungle with muddy boots, and it's a lot of fun, and visiting local communities, playing soccer with local kids. That is part of the experience. La Selva is a beautifully renovated lodge, very fresh, very family friendly, so we highly recommend it. But if it's over budget or if we need to tweak anything, then we can look at other places as well. You're going to be there for 3 nights, which is highly recommended. I don't recommend anything shorter than 3 nights in the jungle because you definitely want those 2 full days to do excursions and have an opportunity to go fishing and go swimming and do all the fun things that is available in the jungle. And then January 5th, we fly back to Quito, that 25-minute flight. It usually comes back around, I want to say noon. So your flight home should not be until the late afternoon. I want to say 5 o'clock or later, which is good because most flights do depart Quito in the afternoon. So that is 16 days in Ecuador. It's quite a lot to cover from the Galapagos to the mainland, to the Avenue of the Volcanoes, to Otavalo in the north, to, of course, Quito, and ending in the Amazon. Let me know your thoughts. Is this too much? Do you want to break this up into 2 different trips? Of course, we can do that. I'm here to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for listening and happy travels.